Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. Hope so all of you are fine and good. Let's learn English with Learning Prism, but with a new lesson that is not confined to one level but to all. Certainly, by the screen, you would have known that it is about the idioms. English idioms, proverbs, and expressions are an important part of our everyday English. They come up all the time in both written and spoken English. For today's lesson, I have chosen only a few idioms that come up in our common everyday conversation. Idioms are phrases which cannot be understood simply by looking at the meaning of the individual words in the phrase. We have to use on some ways that through which we can use our idioms effectively. We have to make it sure that our meanings are clear, that they have a purpose in its use, that our audience is likely to understand what we mean, and that what we are saying, it is not offensive or biased, and lastly, that they don't use too many idioms. They are not excessive use of idioms. Our first idiom of the day is apple of my eye. That means someone or something who is loved more than others. For example, my Mac is the apple of my eye. The meaning of the idiom, you are the apple of my eye, is when a person loves someone and is proud of his or her achievements. In other words, you are the apple of my eye is the phrase that someone refers to if they cherish or adore you. We can use this idiom in different ways. For example, Mary loves his son very much. He is the apple of her eye. Good job, my son. You have won the gold medal for the state. You are the apple of my eye. Synonyms are related phrases with you are the apple of my eye are dearest, favorite, cherished one, beloved, or darling. Our second idiom of the day that gives us an optimistic approach, that everyone tells us to be patient for the good things that await us after we pass the bad phase, is every cloud has a silver lining. A cloud is used to represent misfortune or difficult times in our life. The silver lining symbolizes the golden time of our life. We sometimes feel are distant from where we stand in our life at that moment. But none should lose hope and give up when times are tough and dark clouds prevail over our luck. Instead, we should look forward to the good time that follows when we overcome those difficult timings. This proverb or idiom has been used in several poems, tales, and songs. It is used because it is very realistic and relatable. People with goals and the true determination have the will of working well and leaving a mark behind. And for that, they are ready to make sacrifices. We can use this proverb or idiom. He told us about his resignation and absolute disaster at the time. But every cloud has a silver lining because it led to my appointment. Third idiom of the day is burning midnight oil. It means to work very late, past the end of the regular work day and late into the night, especially to study and to work very hard. We can use it in a sentence like, when I was in college, most students were busy partying while I was busy burning the midnight oil. Sentence is used to study or work with concentration or dedication late into the night. I have a big exam tomorrow, so I'll be burning the midnight night oil tonight. We can use this idiom according to its meaning in different sentences for the hard work, for study, especially for the working late at night, for reading. I have got to get this report finished by tomorrow, so I guess I'll be burning the midnight oil late. If we observe this idiom minutely or peep through into it, we can easily understand this idiom by its wording, by its literal meaning, by burning midnight oil that is used for hard work late at night, and especially for consuming much and more time for study and for hard work. Our next idiom is a storm in a teacup. We use this idiom when a small or unimportant event is exaggerated out of proportion. It's made bigger and more significant than it really is. We can also say somebody is making a storm in a teacup if they worry excessively or if they are enraged with something that is not really as bad as they make it out to be. In English, there are two versions of this saying. In British English, we say a storm in a teacup, but in American version, it is called as a tempest in a teacup. The idiom all ears means being fully attentive and ready to listen to what someone has to say. When someone says they are all ears, it indicates that they are eager and interested in hearing what another person is going to communicate or share. It's a way of showing that you are giving your complete attention and are open to receiving information or a story. In casual conversation, you can say, I heard you had an exciting weekend adventure. I'm all ears. Whenever my grandmother starts telling stories about her past, we all become all ears. In professional interaction, we can use it during the team meeting. Everyone was all ears as the project manager explained the new strategy. The investors were all ears as the CEO outlined the company's future plans. These idioms are attentive, listening closely, eager to hear, interested, ready to listen, captivated, engaged, focus on, hanging on every word. The idiom when pigs fly is used to express that something is highly unlikely or improbable to happen. It implies that the event being discussed is so unlikely that even if pigs were to sprout wings and fly, it wouldn't occur or happen. Overall, the phrase when pigs fly is used to convey a sense of impossibility or disbelief regarding the occurrence of a particular event or action. We can use it in sentences like this. Oh, you think they'll solve world hunger? Only when pigs fly. I'll clean my room when pigs fly. You think politicians will keep their promises? That will happen when pigs fly. When pigs fly, I'll start enjoying everything. Synonyms for pigs fly are blue moon, dog's age, eternity, or indefinitely long period. Our next idiom or idiomatic expression of the day is variety is the spice of life. It means that monotony is bad for us and we need plenty of change. We can also say that change is the spice of life as well as variety is the spice of life, as they add interest to our life just as spice adds interest to our food. It means differences make life more interesting. The idea behind this expression is that life would be boring if everything were the same all the time. So we have to say that new experiences make life interesting. The phrase variety is the spice of life is probably coined to express how variety, if added in our lives, would have the effect of a spice and enhance our everyday existence. Variety does to our lives the same thing that spice does to our food. It makes it more fun, more interesting, more meaningful, and sometimes just like the preservative, it can cure depression and alleviate boredom. So it's truly said that variety is the spice of life. No doubt it is the blessing of life. The idiom cry over spilt milk means to waste time feeling upset about something bad that has happened and cannot be changed. Yes, we made a mistake, but there's no point in crying over spilt milk. Please calm down. You are just crying over spilt milk. We already submitted the report, so we can't fix it now. This idiom indicates that we shouldn't get depressed pointlessly about some mistake or loss when it can't be remedied. The phrase "don't cry over spilt milk" is used in English speaking countries. It is a common idiom that means one should not waste time and energy being upset or regretful about something that has already happened and cannot be changed. It advises against dwelling on past mistakes or unfortunate events and encourages a more forwarding looking and positive attitude. The idiom "people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones" is primarily explained as a warning against self-righteousness or hypocrisy. It means that you shouldn't criticize other people's bad qualities when you possess the same qualities yourself. The idea is that if you live in a house made of glass and you throw a stone at someone outside the house, you will break the glass and as a result, damage your own house. In order to avoid such wastage, you should refrain from throwing stones. So, we should refrain from criticizing others when we possess those qualities by ourselves. The next idiom is "burn your bridges." It means to take an irrevocable step that makes it impossible to go back to a previous position, situation, etc. Specifically, it means to behave in such a way as to ruin your relationship with someone. For example, you can use it in a sentence like this: "I know you are leaving the firm, but take my advice and don't burn your bridges on the way out." This idiom hints back to the military practices of burning bridges over rivers in order to prevent the enemy from crossing. It is, I think, goes back to Tariq bin Zayad. However, in so doing, they would also prevent themselves from being able to retreat back the way they had come, thus making them vulnerable to an attack from the front. This led to the proverb, "Don't burn your bridges behind you." The bridge you burn today may be the one you have to cross tomorrow. Sometimes you have to burn bridges to keep the monsters on the other side. The situation may be that there is nothing wrong with burning your bridges, just do it when you no longer need them. Our next idiom is "wear your heart on your sleeve." That means make your feelings obvious. We can use it in a sentence like this: "John always wears his heart on his sleeve so that everyone knows how he feels." Because she wears her heart on her sleeves, it's easy to hurt her feelings. You always know where John stands because he wears his heart on his sleeve. The phrase "wear your heart on your sleeve" means if you wear your heart on your sleeve, you openly show your feelings or emotions rather than keeping them hidden. The meaning of the idiom "cool as cucumber" is calm and composed. This idiom signifies the cool nature of a person. Someone who is unaffected by the peer pressure of the situation or the task is referred to as "cool as cucumber." Meaning of the idiom tells us the fact that a cucumber is cool. Likewise, the person who has a cool nature is compared with the cucumber. This idiom tells us that a person who could deal with challenging situations in a calm manner without losing his or her temper is cool as cucumber. The words synonym to this idiom are level-headed, calm, gentle, aloof, amicable, moderate, relaxed, unflappable, impassive, serene, and neutral. Hold your horses. It means to wait. This expression is a command that tells someone to stop doing something or to wait for a moment. Hold your horses may also be used to tell someone to think more carefully about what they are doing, to consider their actions before making a rush decision. We can also use this expression to tell someone to be more patient, more alert. By observing these pictures, we can also guess the meaning of the idiom hold your horses, like slowing down, waiting a moment, and be patient. This idiom can be used with any person or subject, like I've got to hold my horses. They better hold their horses. He can't hold his horses. Synonyms to be used with this idiom are hold on, keep your shirt on, stand by, stay put, sit tight, cool it, cool your jets. The meaning of the idiom it takes two to tango is that there are two people or parties involved in a situation or an argument are equally responsible for it. This idiom is frequently used when a person has to describe a chaotic situation where both parties are responsible or motivate two people or parties to work together. The idiom a bed of roses meaning is symbolic of a situation or a place of utmost comfort and ease. Therefore, when a circumstances become favorable to someone, it becomes a bed of roses. The usage of the idiom a bed of roses is very appropriate to talk about positive, optimistic, critical, or sometimes even negative habits or approaches. Let's take a closer look at the examples to adapt a better usage of the idiom a bed of. After finishing her exams, she expected life to be a bed of roses, but she quickly realized that adulthood came with its own challenges. John thought being a musician would be a bed of roses, but he soon discovered the harsh reality of touring and performing. Synonym for this idiom can be speeding ahead, racing towards success, living life on the edge, moving at lightning speed on the fast track to achievement. Our next idiom is in a fog. It means confused, not mentally alert. I made a huge mistake. I stayed up all night studying and I was in a fog when it came time to start the exam. In a fog means in great confusion. He went through the day with his mind in a fog. It means preoccupied, not paying attention, also at a loss or confused. After the accident, he went about in a fog even though he had not been injured. Step out of a fog and into the light and warmth of God's love. As fog makes the situation blurry and hazy, so the idiom suggests us that person for the person for whom we are using it is in a blurry condition. He is not set. He is not in his full senses, or not understanding the situation to its fullest. Our next idiom is think outside the box. Think in a creative way that is different from usual. For example, we need to come up with a really good advertising campaign. Let's try to think outside the box. To think imaginatively using new ideas instead of traditional or expected ideas. To think creatively to find new ways of doing things or solving problems. We can use it in different sentences like advertising agencies must think outside the box to come up with fresh new ideas that will grab customers' attention. Literal meaning Our literal wording of the idiom also provokes us to think outside the box, to think about something in a different, unusual, or innovative way. As these pictures suggest us the meaning of the idiom, that is to thinking outside the limited area, to creatively think in new ways rather than the usual, traditional, or expected way of thinking. It means to think freely, to be creative, to develop ideas that are different, to think imaginatively in a new way. So, in order to meet the challenges of the day, we all must think outside the box. Most of the idioms give their uh, extracted meaning by their wording, like the early bird catches the worm, means when you get up early, you can achieve your target very easily. Saying of the day is the early bird catches the worm. Birds that wake early in the morning will find worms to eat, but birds that wake late will find no worms. The saying suggests that the same is true for us in life. If we do something early before other people, we will be successful. We will be easily near our target. The early bird catches the worm. You should wake up and start work early if you want to achieve your success, if you want to reach your destination. What does it mean? We have taken almost the correct answer. A widely known phrase, idiomatic phrase, a piece of cake, simply means something that is easily accomplished. Subsequently, this phrase is used in multiple scenarios across the literature and common communication to talk about tasks that are easy. This idiom can be used in sentences in different ways, like, it took him so long to solve the problem that was just a piece of cake. She is arrogant. Talking to her is no piece of cake. Hacking into that computer system was a piece of cake for him. Synonyms, words or phrases that mean the same as piece of cake are child's play, 5-finger exercise, kid stuff, cakewalk, pushover, duck soup, walkover, a piece of old tacky. The meaning of the idiom crocodile tears is when someone fakes his or her tears. He or she is just pretending and is not actually sad about something. Crocodile tears is a phrase that dates back to 1400. Crocodiles were usually supposed to shed tears in order to attract prey or in response to their own violence. Crocodile tears are an expression of fake remorse or grief. We can use this idiom in sentences like this. When my son does not get what he wants, he cries crocodile tears. It works every time. Let's have no more politicians shedding crocodile tears for the unemployed. The women cried crocodile tears at the news. Your crocodile tears fool nobody. Don't soften your heart. He was shedding crocodile tear. The idiom keeping your chin up mean is to encourage someone to maintain a positive attitude, to stay optimistic and not become discouraged or disheartened in the face of challenges, difficulties or setbacks. It's a way of telling someone to face adversity with courage and resilience. Just as physically lifting your chin can help you look forward and upward, the idiom suggests that maintaining a positive mindset can help you navigate through tough times. We can use this idiom in the sentence like this: I know it's disappointing, but keep your chin up. There are other opportunities out there. Synonyms for this phrase can be look on the brighter side, make the best of things, make the best of a bad job, be optimistic. Our next idiom is a big mouth. It means to be likely to reveal personal or confidential information to other people. Be careful of what you say around her. She has a big mouth. She has a big mouth because she's a person who talks a lot, especially about herself or about others, and she cannot keep secrets. My brother has such a big mouth, he told everything I said to our mother. Means he reveals all the secrets. To be a gossiper, a person who can't keep a secret, means just having a big mouth. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to tell you me and my big mouth. It shows a tendency or a habit of speaking incessantly and indiscreetly, especially about sensitive, confidential, or secret information of someone or of your own personal information to others or others' information revealing in front of someone else. I hope you would have enjoyed today's lesson. Keep on touch, keep on watching the videos and liking it. That motivates me. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.